Welcome back, runners. Today we're going to dive into the Aux frame. The information discussed here will be based on the Game Post Marathon articles, as they've shown some reputable credibility with leaks in the past. Take this information with a grain of salt until the game's released. This is part 5 in our series exploring the runners of Marathon and their abilities. You can find a full playlist down below, and while you're down there, like and subscribe to help share this video and to keep up to date on Marathon. The Aux Runner is a support specialist with an emphasis on healing, reviving, and buff distribution. The main color scheme looks to be white and blue with some red accents. This iconography is similar to the real-world red and white medical icons, and typically blue and white Star of Life. This medic has a very straightforward identity in healing, but it's probably most similar to Lifeline from Apex Legends. Both provide healing and reviving benefits for their team and bypass some of the restrictions of healing consumables. For Aux's first passive, Battery Overcharge is unique to the passives as we've seen in the past because it directly buffs Volt-based weapons. The details of the buff are unknown, but the assumption should be made that no direct change to damage or fire rate would occur, and it's more likely to be handling or reload buffs. Secondly, the passive should enable a unique melee that discharges lightning. Second, shareware.exe is stated to allow certain consumables to be shared with your teammates on use. This seems to be targeted at stims such as Cardio Kick, or the Mechanic, OS Reboot, and Energy Amp. Medical consumables can take up a ton of space in your backpack, especially early on before you have a consistent supply of extra bag space. This would let one player provide the benefits of these extra consumables to potentially both teammates, tripling their value. Obviously, we do not know the details of how this is distributed, a cooldown, if it's only one or the other, but even just doubling the value of one of these is a very strong effect. As their tactical ability, Aux supposedly has a med drone, which allows them to deploy a drone that will heal an ally or yourself. I actually believe we saw this briefly in the Vision of Marathon Vidoc, where the player character throws out a little blue drone with a smiley face. The drone then scans around itself like an arc bolt grenade before the clip ends. We also see this same drone following the player while an Aux is on their team in another shot. I can't guarantee it's this medic drone, but given the color scheme on the arms being blue and red, it does not appear to be Thief, leaving only Aux as the character with unknown abilities. Utility that provides healing like this can be valuable for reducing the amount of heals you need to bring into a match, or even making it possible to heal after you've run out of medical items. Being a tactical ability means it will have a much shorter cooldown than any of the prime abilities. On average, I believe most of these were about 1 minute. Assuming you survive most gunfights but take some glancing damage, this will let you heal those 15 to 25 point damage scenarios without using a full 50 HP heal consumable on every player. Finally, Aux's Prime is called Reboot Plus. We actually do have footage of this from the Vidoc, and I have no doubts this is actually Aux. This ability allows you to revive teammates or EMP enemy runners from a distance. The clip from the Vidoc shows an Aux attaching wires from each hand to their teammates before quickly reviving them during a fight. An instant revive like this is very cool to see, as if the enemy isn't paying attention, it could very easily be something that they miss. It does seem to have a charge up period, but without seeing the UI, it's hard to tell exactly how long that takes. Being the medic class comes with a certain idea of the types of abilities you will use, and Aux does not shake that up too much. They do have small offensive benefits from their overcharge passive and the EMP option on the ultimate, but the heal drone and the revives will see far more use on average, I think. Shareware promotes giving all your consumables to one person, and combined with the heal drone reduces how much money your entire team needs to spend before a match. I think Aux will excel at early levels in early season when stockpiles are low and most players are preparing for questing, with the heal drone providing exponentially more value the less space and money you have. Then later in the season, Aux will still be a very strong pick because of the revive capabilities and sharing of consumables, but will be much less of a hard carry at that point. Unfortunately, as I have not played the character, the most I can do is speculate on the preferred loadout and playstyle of Aux. My first assumption is that a similar playstyle to Lifeline in Apex could work, playing in that middle or back of your group and skirmishing until you're able to provide a heal or a revive, and becoming more aggressive as you burn cooldowns. You should be able to live up to this healer fantasy with mid-range weapons like rifles, and by coordinating your team to move in rough coherency. Solo or in a team, the ability to heal remains strong. However, the value of his passives is dependent on your ability to correctly use stims and if you're using Volt weapons. On top of that, you really want to ensure your teammates go down before you do, without being killed before you can revive them. As far as we can tell, it does not look like you can use the ultimate on a box teammate, and you will definitely not get revive value out of the solo experience. In a team setup, based on the skills as we see them in this article, Ox is looking to probably work for allies that can provide some offensive power of their own or ensure they are engaging before Ox. Glitch and Locust come to mind as they will almost always be in front due to their speed and engage the enemy first. They will then likely take damage or go down before you as well, meaning you can then provide them healing or a revive and continue the offensive with full health teammates instead of partially damaged ones. Ox's medical specialty certainly carries a lot of weight, and their presence on a team should be very tangible. Thankfully, I don't believe their healing sounds so powerful that they would be absolutely mandatory, and I'm hoping that in the coming weeks, we will see more from Bungie regarding this character's abilities and passives, maybe with gameplay footage or the upcoming beta, and then we can actually get some hard numbers on how powerful these abilities really are. I know we don't have a ton to go on right now, but I'm interested to know if you find a concept compelling. Like I said, the website that this is from has been mostly accurate in the past, so there are good odds that they are mostly correct with this information. Is there something that you'd like to replace on this kit to make them more of a medic or more flexible? Check out the playlist below for our other runner deep dives. Thank you very much for joining me today, and next time we're going to be covering my absolute favorite runner, Thief. I will see you all again very, very soon.